everyone, I'm Krystal and welcome to the 2025 Maid Summit. I'm so excited to be here yet another year. We're going to be diving into ways that you can increase your revenue. And if you are not familiar with me, I am a hiring, automation, and ad specialist. You could check out our YouTube channel at Krystal Bella, youtube.com/Krystal Bella, and watch some of our videos and catch up. I started off with a cleaning company. My mom has a cleaning company. My sister has a cleaning company. My aunt has a cleaning company. We have so many family members, relatives that all have cleaning companies. It's just been something that my mom, her mom, and everybody has kind of passed on. So we all have our own experience and we've recreated a bunch of cleaning companies. So we kind of know what it takes to get one off the ground and keep it running and all of the good stuff. Now, I was one of the lucky bunches that was able to kind of take it up a notch when it comes towards the tech and kind of growing it past like that 2-person crew. And there was a lot of things that I had to learn in the process of kind of getting it there with marketing, hiring, training, processes, all the other stuff. Now, I started off with employees. We eventually converted to contractors, but my family, they always have employees. So I do have experience with both. When I was getting started with the contractors, I ended up becoming a board member with the CCDR. We studied contractor compliance laws. We worked with attorneys, legislators to be able to understand the new laws, fight for the new laws that were going to be in our favor. And then we educated that to the public and a bunch of members as well that were part of that. There were a lot of things that kind of came with that. So I do specialize mainly with contractors, but I ran my mom's cleaning company. If you check out our YouTube channel, you would learn that she had a DUI car accident and she ended up, it was a 3-car pileup. Somebody died and she ended up getting 42 years in prison. I had to take over her cleaning company, all her employees, workers' comp, all of that stuff, take it from 100% like on paper to digitized. And I did that whole journey for her cleaning company as well too. So when it comes to cleaning companies experience, I have been around the block. We specialized with hiring for contractors, employees. We got so good at hiring and we ran over 5 million in hiring ads on Indeed. It's a lot of you guys, if you don't like Indeed, it's just because you don't know typically what you're doing. And it's not your fault because some things aren't shown to the public. You have to know certain things, certain settings, get them enabled and get it to really work for you instead of against you. We got so good at hiring though that everyone needed help with marketing, lead nurture. So that was something that we added in and it's been really successful. So I'm going to be diving into a whole bunch of ways that you can increase your revenue without having extra tech or extra ad spend and marketing budgets on top of everything. So we're going to start very basic, but I want to make sure that you guys don't miss these because they are super important. I've talked to a lot of new business owners or existing business owners. They've been in business for like a year and they don't have some of these things set up. I don't think they understand. So we're going to start from the very top. And I got my little notebook right here. I want to talk on the first one, which is what to capture. So having an email list is where your money is going to be at. If you don't, a majority of people don't buy on the first time they're going to speak to you. They don't. They're going to buy maybe in the follow-up, maybe from a retargeting ad or a newsletter down the road, or maybe a monthly promotion that you've had down the road. They're not always going to buy from the very first initial one. Yes, you may have 2 out of 10 that book on the phone, but you probably have another 2 or 3 that are going to be booking from your follow-up process. And then depending on how good your sales are, you might have some additional ones as well that slide through there. But ultimately, if we're paying to get customers or that we have cleaners that are ready to work and we're not getting work to them, it could really just ruin that momentum for your company as a new business. So I want to talk about what to capture because I don't want you to ever come to a CRM marketing platform, whatever, like you're ready to go, you've been in business, and you have no list to import. If you have no lead list to import, that is terrible. We want to have a few different lists that we could import. Ideally, if we just condense it down into 2, that's great. All of the reoccurring customers that you have, active reoccurring customers, they have an active booking on the schedule. That's one list. And then we have our leads and one-time bookings. So basically people who've booked like a move out cleaning and they didn't sign up for reoccurring services with their new place, or somebody who's gotten a quote but then didn't book. You want to have those 2 lists segmented, and you want to make sure that you have those lists that you're saving. You want to make sure that you're getting their name, phone number, and email, and preferably their zip code as well. What I found is that when you're trying to expand out to different areas and you're getting a lot of calls for certain zip codes, it's good to track that. Whether you want to do it for cities, zip codes, either or, that's going to help you know which areas you're having demand for, so you can go ahead and recruit cleaners in those areas, or you could expand your marketing towards those areas if you have it really specific or you're getting a lot of calls to certain areas. That's a huge indicator to go ahead and launch into a new city or a new area versus the other way around, where you just go ahead and, oh, I'm going to expand here, but you've never gotten any calls. You've never gotten any quotes. Yeah, I mean, you could still technically do that, but it makes it a lot easier if you keep track of this. So name, phone number, email, city or zip code. Anytime somebody calls you, requests a quote, you always want to make sure that you get this information as much as you can, and then save it. Whether it's on an Excel sheet, on a notepad, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you are saving it. I've seen a number of companies have no cell phone numbers, just like a name and an email. Yes, you could essentially email market to them, but what's going to bring you in the most money is having SMS, being able to text that. So make sure that you add that in and that you are capturing those, and then you have those lead lists. Remember, one time and leads, and then recurring. Those are the 2 lists that you want to be able to have. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about when to take somebody off your marketing. Because I had a customer one time, or a client of mine, and they came to me and they're like, oh, well, this person said, I had a call with somebody and they said that they got rid of their last cleaning company because I think it was like quality was terrible or something. But she was spending money on this cleaning service, right? So I saw it as like, okay, she's at least dedicating a certain amount towards cleaning, and she's used to paying that. You know, she just wants better service. And she gave him a quote, and the lead had said the price was too high. And so my client was like, oh, she's a bad lead. To me, I don't see that as a bad lead. I'm like, she's willing to pay. She doesn't know you. And she said, yes, the prices are too high. What that tells me is that there are some possible objections that can be addressed, or more value. She doesn't see the value yet that you provide, or maybe it was too high. But I typically lead to like that sales call not having enough value. That's usually the default, right? You want to not just take an objection and let it come at face value. You want to kind of talk to the customer. Okay, well, what is your budget? Maybe we could downsell you to hourly, or you could come again later on and stay in our marketing, and we can hit you with one of our promos that come later down the road. And then it's going to be more affordable, right? Like, or did you do a discount off their first cleaning? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that as a bad lead, but to somebody else, they did. They saw that. And so that was really interesting to me to be able to see that or hear that, because to me, I was like, dude, she's paying for cleaning services. Like, I think she was paying like $150. Like, there's got to be at least like, let her experience it. And I'm sure she'll come around to be like, oh, this quality is amazing. I'm willing to pay for that. But sometimes we have to help the customer get there in order to experience that. I rarely take somebody off of my list of like not to remarket to, or, you know, because those 2 lists that I was talking about, the leads in one time, she was really trying to take out and disqualify as many leads. And that was just a different mindset that I came across. I was like, what the heck? I was like, I've never done that. I was like, you paid for it, or like, just leave them on there. It's not going to hurt anything. So when it comes towards your leads, yes, somebody could not be ready, but it's going to come typically more towards your objections, value, like making like your sales process killer, that follow-up process. Like, it's usually not the first objection that they're going to tell you. It's going to be the next 2 down or whatnot. We can dive into like sales calls another day, but that's just going to be the main one. So when it comes towards disqualifying leads, try not to have that mindset of, I need to disqualify, or, oh, they're not. Yes, they could like technically not be ready to buy, but don't try to remove them out of your email list. You want to keep them there. They just don't know enough about you yet to trust you, to see the value in what you do. And that's why it's really important to have a lot of other pieces in your marketing that kind of go to support that sales process. Only time I will take somebody off of my marketing is if they're just if they ever ask for a refund, that's not a legitimate cause or a valid reason or whatnot, then yes, I'd probably remove them because they were a bad customer. They were like a lead that was like having an objection that they need to work through. Those were the only cases. All right. So next, let's talk about list reactivation. When you are able to have a lead list, when you are able to have people in general that you've saved their emails and phone numbers, once you have that, you can now start to use that in the future. So all the quotes that you did for maybe 2 months ago, it'd be good for you to go ahead and send them a text message. Now, this text message, I've seen some people, there's tons of ways or text message that you can send somebody. What has worked well for us is setting up an automation, of course, because we don't want to necessarily do the manual stuff. You could easily just put a text message and you can manually send it out to people. And you could just set a reminder or you could just work on your lead list from bottom to top or however you want to do that. Now, on this text message, what works really well is saying something along the lines of, hey, Krystal, we had a few openings that opened up on our schedule this week. We are giving a special for 4 hours for $199 with one cleaner. Would you like me to save you a spot? Yes or no? Something very simple like that. Yes, it's probably not verbatim, but that's very similar to what we have, right? When it comes towards text messages, promos, any promo that's typically under $249 or less does really good. If you can get it under $199 or $199 or less, those ones do really well. So if you have promos, just keep that in mind. You don't want to have something that's typically way higher. It's good to have like prepackaged little ones for promos that we can go ahead and send out. So they don't have to get a new quote. Yes, they could. We can have promos like that as well too. But you want to keep in mind that packages work really well. And you want to think of it as like a little taster. You are giving them a little taste of that experience that your company provides, the relief of the cleaning, giving them to see a sample of how you guys clean. And if they like you and they have that a good experience, then they'll want to come back. They'll want to try it again. So just like a dentist office, when you guys have a dentist office and you guys are having the promos for a dental office, they're going to say like free cleaning with the exam. I want a free tooth cleaning and I know I have cavities. So, you know what I mean? Like, or free dental cleaning and exam, like $99, right? Like those are. And then they're going to try to sell you with like the root canal, the implants, and all the other stuff that kind of comes along with having dental work, right? But it's like their entry offer, like give them a little experience at their dental office. Hopefully they buy and they're getting something as well for it. They're getting a cleaning and they're going to be able to talk to them about the additional services that they're going to possibly be able to need. So list reactivation is super important. If you guys want to get a little fancy with it, then I recommend a list reactivation campaign. We typically drip anywhere from 20 to 50 people per week of your leads in one time. All those people that we talked about when I talked about the list segmentation, we'll drip that into the list reactivation campaign to where it is sending them a text message. Usually 20 a week is a good sweet spot because you're just trying to fill in the gaps into the schedule. In addition, if you guys ever have new cleaners that you're hiring on board, you could always send out an email blast as well and just saying, hey, we have a new cleaner. You could put their face and you can go ahead and send out a cool promo as well too for them to try to get that new cleaner some work on the schedule. All right, so when we have leads coming in, then we want to make sure that we are sending a newsletter. You know how many times that I talk to somebody and if they are not sending out any newsletter, that is like taking your leads and flushing them down the toilet. I swear every single time I send out a newsletter, we are getting at least one new sale. You're also building that relationship you're getting that customer or that lead to know, like, and trust you. And we actually like to blend our newsletters to go with the leads and with the reoccurring customers. So the reoccurring customers aren't forgetting about you as well too. And we're able to kind of target them a little bit towards the bottom. I like addressing our newsletters with a few different topics. So we'll typically rotate our newsletter topics between an objection that we're trying to break through, a mindset shift that they need to overcome, like cleaning. Should I do the cleaning myself or should I hire? That's like a mindset shift, right? That we're going to try to work with them on. So we have objections, maybe like the price is too high, and we're going to talk about that. Or do I have to be home? Or like, what if I'm not happy? Like an objection, right? And then a mindset shift, which is something like, I could do the cleaning myself. Am I just being lazy, or cleaning is only meant for rich people. You know what I mean? So these are like mindset shifts you got to talk with somebody through. There's a lot of mindset shifts that you can help somebody. We're trying to push them over to kind of get that sale, right? Then we're going to talk about a cleaning tip. So typically something of value, we're going to teach them something. And then we're going to dive into, with the last one, objection, mindset shift. Oh, testimonial, happy story, testimonial. Okay. And then we're going to share a happy customer testimonial. So those are the 4 that we typically rotate through. And essentially, if you throw up your customer avatar into ChatGPT and you say, hey, come up with, I can't remember how many it was, like 52 divided by 4. And then, you have all of the topics of the cleaning tips that you're going to do, all the objections that you're going to hit for the whole year, all the testimonials that you're going to kind of target as well too, then that's going to give you a good baseline just to go ahead and at least create those emails. And you don't have to have a whole bunch of fancy automation. You can go ahead and create those emails once a week and send it out. I like to do mine once a month so that it's, I spend an hour, I write all the emails, and then I will schedule them out. That works very well for us as well too. We actually had a lot of customers that were asking if we were able to do their emails for them as well too. So we even have some customers where we are writing out their emails for them as well. When it comes to those emails, it's important to make sure that you have 2 calls to action. So we have 2 buttons at the bottom. So we typically like to end with like a PS. We have a special for leads and we have a special for recurring customers. So since we are sending it to both leads and recurring customers, we hit them at the end with like the PS. Like if you're a recurring customer, you could add on oven cleaning for 10% off or 10% off any add-ons. And for customers, it would be something like maybe 10% off the whole cleaning or 20% off the whole cleaning. And then we have the 2 buttons. You could either have a button just for them to call you. If the promo isn't available online in the booking form itself directly, then link them to where they can only call you. But if you are able to have them do this specific add-on, then you would do your pricing page, your booking page, not exploring your entire website. You want to lead them directly towards that specific link. So just keep that in mind. I typically like to link people to call me, but it's going to just depend on the software capabilities. All right. So now we've already talked about what to capture. You want to capture their name, phone number, and email before you give them the price. And I didn't talk about it too much, but you want to make sure that you're doing that as well before they see the pricing on your website. Like if that is available for somebody on the website for them to just go click and get a price without giving you their name, phone number, and email to where it's saved, that is terrible. You're going to want to change that right now. And the sweet spot is asking like 2 to 3 questions and a 2-step form if you could. So our form is typically something like there's 3 of them. And it's the first one is like, what service are you looking for? The second one is how soon do you need it? And the third one's like just provide additional information. And it says like where we're putting that example text, and we'll say something like 1,200 square foot, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, or 1,500 or 15 windows or whatnot. So we have like some examples there. That's the 3 steps. And then on the step 2, it says name, phone number, and email. Then we'll get the lead itself. That is very, very high performing. If you have a 1-step form, it does convert less. So you guys could always check that out as well too. If you guys want to learn more, you guys can go to LazyGrowCRM.com and you can book a strategy call with me. All right. So we've talked about what to capture before they get the price, the value and the reasoning behind creating a darn list. And then going into list reactivation, just a simple text message of them saying, hey, we have a 4-hour cleaning special for $199. Are you interested? Yes or no? Like just something simple like that. You could put context behind it. You cannot. It doesn't matter. Essentially, that's what you want to have, yes or no. Sending newsletters, making sure that you are busting through some of those mindset shifts that they need to do, the objections, letting them see happy customers, and also giving them a little value of something to do in their home as well too for a cleaning tip. Now we're going to be diving into holiday promos. So there is at least one holiday that we can do every single month of the year. There is. I know, because we have them already created and done for you guys. If you guys wanted to check out LazyGrow. All right. So holiday promos. Usually it's a text message and an email and a promotion that is valid towards a certain time frame. So for instance, we may have a 2-week promo for Mother's Day. We may say they can get a $199 4 hours of cleaning for $199, and we'll also throw in a massage. Like a massage gift, a 30-minute massage gift card. Like that's an example, right? You could also do something for Father's Day where you're giving them like a Home Depot gift card, something that's a little bit more manly. We are typically pairing it with something or giving them some value. One text message, one email, and it is a promo that you have every single month. So whether you are going to text your list and just text everyone the promo, or you can have some cool automation, do it where they text everybody for you, it'd be something worthwhile to go ahead and add in. So every single holiday, I definitely recommend you come up with some promo. And for these promos, all right, let's talk about that for a sec, because I've had some people do the same promo every single month, and that's not good. We don't want to do that. So when it comes towards your promos, you want to make sure that your promos are having variation in the promos. You don't want to just be having something for the same 20% off every single month, or the same $199 for 4 hours of cleaning. Like you don't want to have that every single month. You want to switch it up. You want to think about where the customer is at in that time of the month. So for instance, I'm going to talk about real quick Christmas. People are wanting stocking stuffers. I would focus on gift cards. When you are talking about like a New Year's promo, people are freaking broke from Christmas, right? Like they don't have money to be spending. So you want to think about the goals that you have at that time of the year. All of your reoccurring customers, they're not going to want to upsell, but they will most likely give you a Google review in exchange for something free. And yes, it's probably not allowed on Yelp, but on Google it is. So we gonna do the damn thing on Google, okay? So New Year's promo, I would have some type of promo saying like, Happy New Year. Thank you again for being such a valued customer. We know that you're recovering still from the holidays. We wanted to just make sure that we show you guys some love coming into the new year. We're gonna go ahead, if you're able to leave us a Google review, we'll go ahead and do a free oven cleaning to clean up the holiday fun, something like that. Or fridge cleaning, like something you know that they're probably going to need. It's not going to take too long, and we'll give you a fridge cleaning for free on your next visit. Just send us a screenshot of your review to so-and-so email, and you send it out to all your recurring customers. And that's going to help you get more reviews. And you know what more reviews do? More reviews are going to help you get more customers. So I hope you take that one, because that one's going to make you so much money. And if you know people have already given you Google review and it was like pretty recent, you can always switch up the platform. This review distribution has been a thing lately that we've been diving into with Google ads, because it just makes your brand more trusted. So having these campaigns all throughout the year where you give them something in exchange for it that's not Yelp, because Yelp is like the one you can't do that to, is so helpful. It's going to make you rank higher. It's going to make people want to trust you. It's going to convert more sales for you. It's just all in all win-win. But for a new customer for New Year's, they might be interested in the cheapest offer that you can, right? 2-hour cleanup, like 2-hour holiday cleanup, $99. Like something cheap. Like think of your cheapest package that you can get to give somebody an entry into your service and experience that with you. Those are good promos that you can have. And you could send out a text message and an email, and it could be to call you. Just hit reply yes if you're interested, and I'll give you a call. We'll set it up. Or you can leave them to your booking page. But again, just make sure that your booking page has that special it's easy for the customer to know how to understand and actually get that promo. Otherwise, just lead everybody to your salesperson. All right. So that was all the topics that I typically wanted to dive into. There's probably a lot more, but typically that's the basics. From there, you're going to want to have some lead nurture system set up to where you, once you give somebody a quote, they're able to go into your retargeting ads. They're able to get your text message, your email follow-ups, learn more about you, and be able to just consume as much information about you to convert them as that sale. There's a little thing with marketing. It says that marketing should do 80% of the work for us versus our salesperson should only do 20%. So having those testimonials in ads, like testimonial videos, before and after pictures, time lapse of people cleaning, those are all things that really help you, especially once you get towards that ad stage, to help convert that customer so much easier. If you guys want to learn more about LazyGrow CRM and how we can help you set up some of those lead nurture holiday campaigns, you could check us out at LazyGrowCRM.com. You don't have to necessarily sign up for any of our software, but we do have that available where it's like kind of all set up, ready to go for you guys. We also have a few other things as well too, like our Facebook and Google ads. You don't have to have a CRM with us. You don't have to have any of that. We can go ahead and just do that natively for you, and we'll set up the landing page and all that good stuff that kind of comes along with it. So if you want to learn more, go to LazyGrowCRM.com and check us out, book a marketing transformation call with me. And I'm happy to go ahead and dive into your business and talk a little bit more with it. Until next time, guys. Bye.